Welcome to Election Night in America 2024. Tonight, voters will decide if Joe Biden or Donald Trump is able to win the presidency once more. The 45th and 46th President of the United States will be battling for the presidency tonight. Now, according to polling data on CNN on the final day before Election Day, we see that the choice for a president with 49.7% of support goes to Joe Biden to 45.5% for Donald Trump. If you look at the approval rating for the Biden-Harris administration, it is about -13 at this time. Well, if we look at the 2024 congressional generic vote, Republicans stand nearly in front of the Democratic Party. Well, we see the first polls are officially closing across the United States. This is 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Well, if we look at the current results here, 6 states are expected to close their polls. We see first off, the first projection of the night, Indiana goes to Donald Trump with its 11 electoral votes, as well as that the state of Kentucky, 8 electoral votes for Donald Trump. The final projection at this hour for Donald Trump, the state of South Carolina with its 9 electoral votes. While the one projection for Joe Biden, the state of Vermont with its 3 electoral votes, go to Joe Biden. While for the state of Georgia, this is currently too early to call, but as you can see, Donald Trump heavily in favor at this time, but again, only 2% of the vote is in. While if we look at the state of Virginia here, Donald Trump holds an early 10% lead over Joe Biden. However, he is not expected to maintain this lead for much longer. Well, if you see the current electoral vote count, 3 for Joe Biden and 28 for Donald Trump. Well, we have 3 states closing at this time at 7:30. The first state, West Virginia, Donald Trump is the projected winner. Well, we go to the next state, the state of North Carolina, currently too early to call, but Joe Biden does lead over Donald Trump by 10 percentage points at this time. Well, for the state of Ohio here, with just 3% of the vote in, Joe Biden does end up leading Donald Trump by a comfortable 47,000 votes, or 25 percentage points. Well, here we are at the 8 p.m. Eastern Time poll closings. The most amount of electoral votes will be up for grabs in this particular poll closing. We see that the state of Alabama, 9 electoral votes go to Donald Trump. Mississippi, with its 6 electoral votes, also goes to the former president. So does the state of Missouri, 10 electoral votes go for Donald Trump. While Oklahoma's 7 electoral votes will also vote in favor of the former president. Tennessee, with its 11 electoral votes, Donald Trump is the projected winner. While for the state of Connecticut, 7 electoral votes, Joe Biden is the winner of the state of Connecticut. As well as that, District of Columbia overwhelmingly voting for Joe Biden by more than a 90% margin. As well as that, Delaware, the state Joe Biden served as a senator in, Joe Biden is the projected winner. As well as that, the state of Illinois, Joe Biden does win its 19 electoral votes. Means first congressional district is called at this time for Joe Biden. Maryland as well, 10 electoral votes, Joe Biden is the projected winner. In the state of Massachusetts, 11 electoral votes, Joe Biden will easily carry those votes. New Jersey's 14 electoral votes also goes to Joe Biden. Well, finally, in the state of Rhode Island, 4 electoral votes for Joe Biden. Now to the state of Virginia, the first key race projection at this hour, but we see that Joe Biden is able to carry its 13 electoral votes. With 62% of the estimated vote in, Joe Biden does lead by 117,000 votes, or just over 5 percentage points. State of Florida right now, it's a very close race. With 69% of the estimated vote in, Donald Trump leads over Joe Biden by 247,000 votes, or just 1.5 percentage points. We see in the state of Maine, currently too early and too close to call, Donald Trump leads by 4 percentage points in the state, while for Maine's 2nd congressional district, currently too early to call, we do see, however, Trump with a substantial lead. While for the state of New Hampshire here, too close to call, 49.7 for Donald Trump to 48.4 for Joe Biden, only 4 electoral votes, but nonetheless 4 crucial electoral votes up for grabs. In the large one here, Pennsylvania, pretty much a must-win state for both sides. Currently speaking, Donald Trump does lead Joe Biden by a substantial margin, but just 3% of the vote is in. Right now, we see a chance of victory 56% for Joe Biden. He leads in the electoral vote count 88 to 75. Well, here we have it here in the poll closing of 8:30 for just the state of Arkansas. We can project Arkansas does go to Donald Trump with its 6 electoral votes. While the state of Florida, this was a must-win state for Donald Trump if Joe Biden was to have any chance of winning the state, and if he did actually carry it, Donald Trump will pretty much effectively lose the presidency, but we can project that Florida, his now home state, will go to him by a pretty substantial margin of 11% or nearly 1 million votes. Main second congressional district here, also called the final projection of this hour, goes to Donald Trump. Here we have it. Now Trump's chances of victory has risen significantly, with now a 61% chance of winning the presidency. With the 9 p.m. Poll closings coming up, we have some key race alerts coming in right now. In the state of Georgia here, the percentage gap has actually decreased between the two gentlemen, but we do see that right now with 16 electoral votes up for grabs, Donald Trump currently leads Joe Biden by 237,000 votes. In the state of North Carolina, Joe Biden leads Donald Trump here by 178,000 votes, with 34% of the vote in. Ohio, this is a must-win state for Donald Trump, but it is currently not looking so good for him, as Joe Biden leads by 300,000 votes, carrying over 60% of the current popular vote. While for the state of Maine here, we do see that Donald Trump currently leading Joe Biden, but by a pretty limited amount. While for the state of New Hampshire here, the gap has closed in even more, Donald Trump now nearly leading Joe Biden by just 218 votes. While for the state of Pennsylvania here, the percentage gap has certainly decreased. The vote gap, however, still sits at 181,000 votes. Right now here at 9 p.m. with poll closings, the second largest batch of poll closings tonight, as we take you through the 270 electoral votes needed to win the presidency. Well, we have the first projection here with the state of Kansas. Kansas does go to Donald Trump with its 6 electoral votes. Nebraska, 4 of its 5 electoral votes goes to Donald Trump. The second district remains too close to call at this time. While for the state of North Dakota, 3 electoral votes goes to Donald Trump. Louisiana, with its 8 electoral votes, Donald Trump is the projected winner. While going to the state of South Dakota, 3 electoral votes, Donald Trump is also the projected winner. Well, if we go to the state of Wyoming, 3 electoral votes, Donald Trump easily carries Wyoming by about a 50% margin. While Joe Biden here wins the Maine at-large vote with its 2 electoral votes, Joe Biden is the projected winner here by about 7% at this time. While going to the state of New York, we do see at 28 electoral votes, Joe Biden is easily the projected winner in the entire state. While going to the state of Arizona, 11 electoral votes, a crucial state for both sides, Joe Biden currently holding a 231,000 vote edge over Donald Trump. We see that in the state of Colorado, too early to call at the 9 p.m. Eastern time period. Over the state of New Mexico, also too early to call between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. While we see the state of Texas here, currently too close to call with more than half of the vote in, Joe Biden leads by 104,000 votes, but right now over 6 million votes have been counted. While for the state of Wisconsin here, we do see that Donald Trump narrowly leads Joe Biden by 49,000 votes with its 10 electoral votes on the line. Michigan with its 15 electoral votes, this is a must-win for the Democratic Party. Donald Trump currently leading Joe Biden by 140,000 votes, or about 14 percentage points. We see in the state of Minnesota, another must-win state for Joe Biden. Donald Trump currently leading Joe Biden by just 1,000 votes. We see here on the electoral map, 118 for Joe Biden and 139 for Donald Trump. We see at 10 p.m. poll closings here, we have 4 states that will close its polls. The states of Montana, Utah, Nevada, and Iowa, with the states of Iowa and especially Nevada being the crucial states. The state of Ohio, we can project now Donald Trump is the projected winner of its 17 electoral votes. The Buckeye State does go for Donald Trump here by about a 6% margin. While going to the state of Utah here, we can project Donald Trump is the projected winner of its 6 electoral votes. While going to the state of Montana, 4 electoral votes does go to Donald Trump. We go to the state of Iowa here. This is currently too early to call, but Donald Trump leads Joe Biden by 25% in the state, as well as that in the state of Nevada here currently too early to call. But right now, Joe Biden does trail Donald Trump by a substantial margin. Here with the chance of victory, 62% for Donald Trump against 38% for Joe Biden, as Biden currently trails in the electoral vote count 118 to 166. Now we have the 11 p.m. poll closings here. The large Democratic states, including the state of California, going to close its polls. We can project that in the state of Idaho, Donald Trump does easily defeat Joe Biden. While for the state of Iowa, we have a key race projection. Donald Trump will defeat Joe Biden in the state. Now the margin has tightened. Nonetheless, Donald Trump is the projected winner. Going to say Texas, 40 electoral votes. This was definitely a must-win for Donald Trump, and he has won the state, carrying its 40 electoral votes against Joe Biden. Well, for the state of California, 54 electoral votes. Joe Biden does easily carry the state of California. As well as that, the state of Colorado, 10 electoral votes. Joe Biden is currently leading over Donald Trump here by 13 points. Well, for the state of New Mexico also goes to Joe Biden by around 10 points. Going to the state of Hawaii, 4 electoral votes. Joe Biden is the projected winner. Same as that in the state of Oregon, 8 electoral votes. Joe Biden is the projected winner. While going to the state of Washington, 12 electoral votes. Joe Biden does also easily carry the state of Washington. Now we go to the 11 p.m. poll closings here between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. This is becoming very, very tight, with Trump at 216 electoral votes to Joe Biden at 211. We have here right now the chance of victory, 56% for Joe Biden. His chances have risen significantly over the past hour thanks to the batch of poll closings in the West Coast. As we have some key race alerts coming in right now. In the state of Arizona here, the gap has certainly tightened, but Joe Biden still ahead by 90,000 votes in the state of Arizona. Well, for the state of Maine, 17,000 votes is what defers the two candidates in this race. Previously, the race was indeed called for Donald Trump, but now this race has tightened substantially, and we can still put it back in the too close to call column. Well, for the state of Minnesota, we see that Joe Biden has taken the lead over Donald Trump. This race will be called at any time right now. The state of Michigan here, the gap has certainly decreased in terms of the percentage, but with 80% of the vote in, it doesn't look too good for Joe Biden. Remember, this is a must-win state for the Democratic Party. We see in the state of North Carolina here, Donald Trump does lead over Joe Biden with 72% of the vote in by more than 100,000 votes. This race will probably go to Donald Trump. Pennsylvania here, this is a crucial one here. With 19 electoral votes, this is a must-win state for both sides. Essentially, who wins the state of Pennsylvania will probably win the presidency. We do see that Donald Trump does lead Joe Biden by around 8% or 320,000 votes, with just 19% of the vote left to report. Nonetheless, those votes are from the Philadelphia region, which are heavily favored to go to Joe Biden. Wisconsin here, a very close race, 82% of the vote is in. Joe Biden does lead over Donald Trump. This is a good sign for Joe Biden, as he is currently triple the margin where he was in 2020. Now we're at the poll closings at 1 p.m. in the state of Alaska. We can project here New Hampshire does go to Joe Biden. This is not much of a surprise. We do see that the state of New Hampshire does go to Joe Biden. While for the state of Alaska, Donald Trump is easily the projected winner. While going to the state of North Carolina, 16 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner. In the state, we do see that he ends up winning by around 2.2 percentage points. Well, here we see the chance of victory much better now for Joe Biden at 75% right now. Going to the updated electoral vote count, 235 for Donald Trump to 215 for Joe Biden, as we have some key race alerts or key race projections coming in, as we do see the state of Michigan go to Joe Biden. This was a must-win state for Joe Biden, and he has been able to win the state. Right now, with 132,000 votes being the margin that Joe Biden will defeat Donald Trump by in the state. Minnesota also easily goes to Joe Biden. As we see, with its 10 electoral votes, Joe Biden is the projected winner. Going to Nebraska's 2nd congressional district, this district became slightly more Republican thanks to redistricting. Joe Biden, however, easily carrying the district by 6 percentage points. Well, for the electoral map update right now, Joe Biden at 241 against Donald Trump at 235. This race is up to the wire. This is very close, but we are now ready to make the presidential election call as we project that Joe Biden is re-elected the 46th president of the United States. As you can see here in the state of Nevada, Donald Trump is the apparent winner here by just around 1,000 votes, with 100% of the votes in. What we do see here in Arizona, Joe Biden is the projected winner of its 11 electoral votes. We also see in the state of Georgia the apparent winner here. With all of its votes counted, Joe Biden does end up winning by just 6,000 votes. While for the state of Pennsylvania, Joe Biden wins its 19 electoral votes. This is a key projection for Joe Biden. And finally, in the state of Wisconsin here, apparent winner Joe Biden, he does end up carrying the state by just 5,000 votes, but the remainder of votes are definitely going to favor Joe Biden. And here we have it, 297 for Joe Biden to 241 for Donald Trump. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.